So there is a lot of controversy with this game. This has been a bit of a hotbed of heated debate. Now, the question is, does it deserve it, or is it just getting overly hated by the anti-woke community? No, it deserves it. This game fucking sucks. So I apologize for how angry I'm going to get, because while I've gotten angry before, this video is just going to be me mostly raging the entire time.
Insensitive, Aubrey!
This game isn't an RPG. This game is trying to trick you into believing it is. You are handcuffed throughout the story to be the good guy. You can't be the bad guy or become the bad guy. You are forced into the hero. And that is beyond stupid. Being evil is more than just killing and chaos. It shows the game in a different light. Sometimes you're being evil because the ends justify the means, or you have good intentions in the beginning, but it turned into something wrong and twisted. Or you're just a piece of shit and causes chaos and murder. The point is that being evil and good in an RPG has a fucking point. You're supposed to be role-playing. It's supposed to make you go, what should I do in this scenario? Or since I'm role-playing as not a good person, what would that bad person do? What should Billy Bob do since he loves freedom and democracy? You can't just take away 50% of my choices because you don't like it when people are mean. That's stupid. The world is not filled with good people, so why the hell should video games only have good-natured protagonists? You can't have one without the other! You ever heard of yin and yang, BioWare? Baldur's Gate 3 did this perfectly. Being evil gave you some cool rewards, but also punished you at the same time. Speaking of Baldur's Gate 3,
main goal is to blow up.
Some people online are saying Baldur's Gate 3 is not a valid comparison to Veilguard, or it's not fair since Baldur's Gate 3 is a masterpiece. I'm sorry, aren't both of them claiming to be RPGs? Aren't both of them set in a medieval fantasy world with its own lore that goes back decades? Doesn't both of them have companions you can grow attached to and even fall in with? Hell, they kind of had the same plot in the sense of you need to stop the bad people or the world will be destroyed. I'm sorry, why can't I use Baldur's Gate 3 as a comparison? Oh, that's right, because Baldur's Gate 3 completely beats the shit out of Veilguard, and Larian Studios shows up a big AAA company, and we can't have that. Also, the Veilguard came out in 2024, and Baldur's Gate 3 came out in 2023. That's a year difference.
Shut the fuck up! Know your fucking place, trash!
What wouldn't be a fair comparison is if I was comparing Baldur's Gate 3 to Red Dead Redemption, because one of them's D&D and the other one's a cowboy simulator. No hate for Red Dead games, by the way. I plan to make a video on Arthur Morgan, hopefully soon. But fine, you want it to be fair? I'll just use the Dragon Age franchise. We'll compare those games. We will do a little head-to-head. I will grab a clip from Veilguard and Inquisition to see who did it better. And thank you to the people who have these clips, because I'm not giving BioWare any more of my goddamn money.
Uh-oh, nobody's here. This doesn't bode well.
Dorian.
Father. So the whole story about the family retainer was just, what? A smokescreen?
Then you were told. I apologize for the deception, Inquisitor. I never intended for you to be involved.
Of course not. Magister Parvus couldn't come to Skyhold and be seen with the dread Inquisitor. What would people think? What is this exactly, Father? Ambush? Kidnapping? Warm family reunion?
This is how it has always been.
You went through all of this to get Dorian here. Talk to him.
Yes, Father. Talk to me. Let me hear how mystified you are by my anger.
Dorian, there's no need to.
I prefer the company of men. My father disapproves.
That's a big concern in Tevinter, then.
Only if you're trying to live up to an impossible standard. Every Tevinter family is intermarrying to distill the perfect mage, perfect body, perfect mind, the perfect leader. It means every perceived flaw, every aberration is deviant and shameful. It must be hidden.
So that's what all of this is about? Who you sleep with?
That's not all it's about.
Dorian, please. If you'll only listen to me.
Why? So you can spout more convenient lies? He taught me to hate blood magic. The resort of the weak mind. Those are his words. But what was the first thing you did when your precious heir refused to play pretend for the rest of his life? You tried to change me.
I only wanted what was best for you.
You wanted the best for you. For your fucking legacy. Anything for that.
Don't leave it like this, Dorian. You'll never forgive yourself.
Tell me why you came.
If I knew, I would drive you to the Inquisition.
You didn't. I joined the Inquisition because it's the right thing to do. Once, I had a father who would have known that.
Once, I had a son who trusted me.
My child wished to show me where she now lived.
I made food. Here, this cup. Made it myself.
And do you have powdered ginger for the table?
I'll go get some.
You are not good enough for my child.
I haven't heard any complaints.
You are emotionally sloppy and lack the resolve she needs. You will only bring her pain.
Or I could make Tosh happy.
It is not about happiness.
Then what is it about?
Teaching my child to survive in this world.
Tosh is an adult. If you haven't finished teaching by now...
I have failed, yes. I was never taught how to be a mother. Under the Qun, children are raised by those suited to such pursuits. I trained as a scholar. I was taught to think critically, to analyze without passion, and correct mistakes. You need not tell me that I am an inadequate mother. I am aware.
Then why did you leave?
When I see my child in danger, I act.
Here's the ginger.
Thank you.
So, I'm non-binary.
What does that mean?
It means I don't feel like a man or a woman.
If you are neither a man nor a woman, then what are you?
Non-binary. I just said, and I'm going to use they instead of she from now on.
If this is because I have criticized your dress or your manners...
It isn't!
Under the Qun, the term for one whose gender does not match the one given to them at birth was a Qunathlok. Perhaps you are like that.
Why do you have to keep picking at it? Why can't you just be happy for me?
Evatosh, Chakra Toebra.
So I'm supposed to struggle with who I am? Even if I don't feel like I fit, even if I feel wrong?
No, you misunderstood.
Then say it better! Why am I never enough for you?
I will go. Thank you for inviting me to your home. Panahedan.
Now, I know BioWare has different people and it's not the same company I knew back in the day. But still, your company has already dealt with heavy topics in a good way. You had the fucking blueprint on how to write queer characters. How do you fuck up this badly? You did it once! Just copy your homework! Instead of writing someone's OC who is a fucking narcissist and only cares about themselves! Dorian is probably the most stereotypical gay guy you can meet in a game, but he still has depth He still has character arcs. He's more than just being gay. His whole trauma with his father isn't just because he's a boy kisser. It's the fact that he has to live up to an impossible standard in his society. He goes to help us because he doesn't like what his people is doing and to show the world that not all of them are evil bastards. He is so much more than just a gay guy in the group. It's like this game became so woke that it's wrapped around on being a bigot and have no understanding of what non-binary people think. Because I have met them, and they don't think like this bitch!
Being so polite. Get the fuck out of my sight before I demolish you.
I fucking hate you.
If my previous points don't convince you on why you shouldn't buy this game, which is fair because it is my opinion, this should. Both BioWare and EA needed this game to succeed. They haven't been making money in the last couple of years from gaming. So instead of making a good game, they decided just to lie and make sure only a select few reviewed this game. When it was coming out, they gave out review copies if you were planning on giving it a good score. If you were critical of the game before it got released, you never got a copy. They gave copies to the mainstream gaming journalists, who if you don't give Big Daddy EA a good score, you won't get any more copies, and you'd probably be blacklisted from the industry. They also claim they beat records on Steam, even though the only games were Jedi Survivor and Dragon Age Inquisition, which Inquisition doesn't even count because it didn't come to Steam until like 2020. They keep deleting negative reviews saying it's review bombing or you're just being a bigot. Game journalists throwing tantrums because everyone once again is realizing that they're beyond useless and don't even know how to do their job. The main issue with this game, the main fucking reason not to play this game is that they didn't make this for the fans. This is a cash grab for a beloved franchise. Fans who have been waiting 10 years for a new Dragon Age game only get this. They didn't try or care about this. They needed money, so they slapped the Dragon Age title on it to prey on you for money. And honestly, that is the most disgusting thing about this game. Not the forced woke stuff, not the terrible writing or terrible dialogue or lack of choices in the game. This is only here to cheat you out of your money. You can probably tell that I was a huge Dragon Age fan. Hell, a BioWare fan. I wanted them to come back. I wanted them to make the new Dragon Age game and the Mass Effect game. But to see this franchise get used against me just so they can make some more money, it's just disgusting. They didn't care. They didn't try. This, to me, this isn't about woke versus anti-woke, or at least just not entirely for me. It's the fact that both BioWare and EA decide to use my love for these games, these love for the lore and the companions, against me. And that's absolutely awful. It's horrible. So, this video is a message for BioWare and EA. Shut down. You don't care about the people you're selling your product to. And you certainly don't care about the people you're trying to pander to. You have ruined enough projects, ideas, and people's passions. Do not buy this game. I apologize for how rushed this video is. I normally take some more time doing these essay videos, but this has been in the back of my head for a while now. Ever since this game came out, I wanted it to do good, but I just keep seeing crap after crap after crap, and it really broke my heart to see that EA and BioWare just used their fans to get more money out of them. And I will be also linking other people's reviews to this game, who I believe gave it a fair shot, but then also still recognize how deeply flawed this game is. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. I'm going to go to bed. I spent all night editing this video, and it's 2:46. So, I'm going to bed.
You serious?